First of all, it's great to have you back in Knoxville on Rocky Top. Great to have you on the show. I know, having talked to you over the years, and Kim, I know you guys loved your time here back in the late 90s. What's it like for you 24 years later to be back at Tennessee?
Well, obviously, and I've shared it with you, Chris. I feel extremely blessed to have this opportunity. Very grateful to Coach Hype for giving me the opportunity to come back. And like I shared with him, I really believe in Tennessee, and it really doesn't matter, what, clouds are hanging over our heads. I feel like we have an opportunity to compete and win at a high level at University of Tennessee.
And Rodney, you go back as a player, assistant coach in the SEC to 87? Is that right? Your first
84.
Year, 84. So
84.
And you've been in the SEC every step of the way. I think you've been a part of 6 conference championships as a player or an assistant coach at 3 different schools, correct? Georgia, Tennessee, and Auburn. So you know this conference like the back of your hand. If Tennessee is going to get back to where it was when you were here in the late 90s, what are the things that have to happen?
Well, like I told Coach Hyde, and I think he's made tremendous strides in doing that. He just needs to hire a staff that believed in UT, that everybody was pulling in the same direction. Everybody checked their egos and their agendas at the door. And everything that we do every day is about the T. And that's the beginning and the end,
Hey, Coach Garner, it's Austin. Just take me through walking in the door for the first time in over 20 years. I know parts of the building look the same, but it's changed so much since you were last here. And did you drive around campus, kind of get a feel for, what it's like being back around here?
Well, I'll be honest with you. Hype's a grinder. So I told my wife, I think I've been here 3 weeks, and I've probably seen daylight twice. So I hadn't really had a whole lot of time to drive around. But when you come into this facility, it's just so impressive. And that's the thing that, like I tell everybody, when a young man and their families come on our campus, they're going to see the commitment from Tennessee to have a championship program. These facilities are second to none, and I'm very very impressed, and we just got to build this thing the right way, build it with the right foundation. And Coach Hype, he believes in hard work, and we're grinding every day for greatness, and that's what we're trying to get our kids to buy into too.
Tennessee fans, they clamored to have you come back for years and years and years. You had such a great reputation from your first time here. How are you a different coach now than you were your first go-around in Knoxville, though? How have you grown?
Well, I hope I'm a better coach. Obviously, that's what we all aspire to be. We all want to be masters of our craft. So I'm always constantly trying to learn. Going to meet with different coaches and, in NFL, and just trying to, hone my skills so I can become a better teacher and I can come back and teach my players. I hope I've grown in that area. And, obviously recruiting has changed a lot, especially with the, evolution of social media. But the one thing I'm blessed to say is that, Tennessee is a great product. And it was a product back in the late 90s that was easy to sell, and I think it's an even better product now. And so I'm excited about going out into the schools and going into the homes with that Power T on my chest.
Hey, Rodney, it's Chris again. It's no secret at Tennessee. If you're going to win championships and play for championships, you got to go in. Yeah, you got to recruit kids in the state, but you got to go into Georgia. You got to go into the Carolinas. I think about the team that you had a big part in assembling back in '98. Look at the makeup of that team. A lot of kids from Georgia, the Carolinas, down in Louisiana, certainly the state of Tennessee, but all the states surrounding the state of Tennessee. As you go out now and you're selling, you mentioned the team, what is sort of your message to those kids, their coaches, their families, about what you guys are building at Tennessee?
Well, obviously you sell the history and the tradition, which, is very impressive. So even though I know there's been some tough times, here lately, UT is still a very, very desirable product. With the resources that are available to us, when we go out there on Saturday, we have an opportunity to compete, and we have an opportunity to compete at a high level. Some people can talk about championships, but, at UT, you actually have an opportunity to win championships. And we just got to get the young men to believe in what we're doing, and get them all pulling in the same direction. Because I think that was one of the things that we were able to do when I was here the last time. We had the guys working together, and we had that great chemistry and that great camaraderie. And that's what Coach Hype's trying to build now.
Coach, in following your career, whether it be here or from afar, it appears that you've always been a big relationship guy in recruiting, whether it be with family or the prospect. How much do you kind of welcome getting back open as being able to recruit, go out on the road? You talk about wearing the Power T into a school. You've not been able to do that in over a year as far as wearing any logo into a school with the dead period. How much do you welcome that, and how much do you feel like that maybe hurts a new staff because they're not able to go out and see kids face to face or have kids come to campus?
Well, I think it's been tough on everybody, doing all the virtual recruiting. It's something that's different. And, I'm excited, and I think everyone is excited, hoping that we can get back to some sense of normalcy soon, because there's no secret, we're behind as a new staff, but we're working day and night trying to catch up, doing Zoom presentations, Zoom calls, we're doing virtual tours, and we're doing those almost daily. And what we're trying to sell to these young men and their families, hey, just give us an opportunity. Be patient. I promise you, we're gonna put a product on the field that's going to be very competitive. It's going to be a great environment that you're going to want to have your sons in. That we're gonna invest in them to win championships, but not just on the field, but in life in general. We want them to be champions in the classroom. We want them to be champions on the field, in all areas of their life. And so I think they're going to like the men that Coach Hype has put together as a staff, that every one of these men to a man, I think they see this as their ministry, and they really want to invest in these young men.
Rodney, it's Chris again. As I look at the makeup of your defensive staff, I know you and Tim Banks go back a ways. You've known each other. You've coached with Willie before. What do you like? And as you talked earlier about chemistry and guys rolling in the same direction, but I also like the fact that there's some diversity, guys who've coached in different places, in different conferences. Yeah, experience in the SEC is important, but you got guys coming from different places, and now you're sort of putting all that together. How important will that be going forward, Rodney?
I think it's going to be really important, and I think Hype has given people the opportunity to bring different ideas to the table. And ultimately, it's his decision on which direction we're going to go. But it's the same way with Coach Banks. I've never had the opportunity to work with Tim, but I've known him for a long time, and I've admired his work. Tim's got a great body of work of being a coordinator, and he's worked in the Big Ten with a great body of work there, and he has a great reputation as a defensive play caller and also as a recruiter. And then me and Willie, we worked together for about 10 years at a previous spot. And Willie's a very knowledgeable coach. He does a great job of developing defensive backs. He also has coordinator experience in this conference. And then BJ, I've known BJ a long time. I got to know him when he was at Georgia Tech. And I've, been around him a lot on the recruiting trail. And he's a very sharp, bright, young coach. And I think he brings a lot to the table. And so, I'm just excited to be a part of this. And we're, like Coach Banks always like to say, we're building our system, from the ground up right now. And, we're having fun in that meeting room. We're going 7 days a week, just trying to work on our install and develop an identity for our guys and get them to buy into that and what we're going to sell.
Coach, when you look, it's not been realistically that long since Tennessee last played a football game or you last coached a football game, but so much has happened both for you personally and then for Tennessee as a program. Do you really kind of welcome the chance to get back out for spring practice in a few weeks and just coach, just start, developing and molding and doing what you know how to do?
Oh, it's going to be fun. That's the thing I was telling the guys in the room too. And that's the great thing about football. You get a chance to check all your problems at the door, go out there on that field and compete, have fun, and just try to get better. And it's just a great refuge. So it's going to be an exciting time. I think we're scheduled to start practice somewhere around March 22nd. And I'm just looking forward to working with my guys. We got an opportunity to go out there last week and work on the field with them, and it was really exciting. And it was good to see how the guys were dialed in and very attentive, and they're yearning. They want to be good, and they're holding on to every little detail, and they're taking coaching. They're being very coachable. So, I'm excited about where we can take this thing to.
Well, Rodney, man, we're going to get you out here in a minute. I can't tell you enough how much we appreciate you being on the show, and great to have you back here. I tell you what, man, the Garner family has grown significantly since the last time you were in Knoxville.
Yeah.
Bree was born in Knoxville, correct?
Yeah, Bree was born in Knoxville. She was born at Fort Sanders. And, obviously when we left UT, we had 2 daughters, and now we have 6. So I can say, yeah, we have grown a little bit.
and all of them, I want to point this out, Rodney. All of them are very good athletes. I'm glad they get their athletic ability from your lovely wife, Kim.
I don't know. I think that would be debatable, Chris. I was a good athlete back in the day.
I've got 2 daughters, and bless you, 6. I can't imagine having any more like I got my second one.
I'll rephrase that, Rodney. I'll say this. Thank goodness they get their looks from their mom.
Yeah,
how about that?
Yeah, they may get their look. That's better.
Okay. Well, man, it's been a lot of fun having you on and reminiscing, and we certainly look forward to catching up with you down the road, Rodney. And you tell Kim and your girls we said hello. And it's good to have the Garner family back on Rocky Top.
Well, we're glad to be here. Go Balls.
All right, man. That's Rodney Garner, Tennessee's new defensive line coach, coming back to Tennessee after being away AP for 24 years. And no big secret, he was a huge part of putting that national championship team together. Point guy in the recruitment of guys like Fred Weary and Jamal Lewis and Deion Grant. You go on and on and on. Those were the guys. A lot of those guys were guys that he was right in the middle of their recruitment. Rodney gets a lot of credit, deservedly so, for being a great recruiter. But I'm going to tell you this: I don't know. It's hard for me to count 2 or 3 better defensive line coaches in college football than Rodney Garner. He's as good as it gets. So a huge addition to the staff by Josh Heifetz.